What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 53, and oh my goodness, starting today's episode off on the back of the dramatic 95th minute winning goal in the FA Cup semi-final. Goodness gracious me, it doesn't stop getting so dramatic, does it? As you can see, 5 games to go in the Premier League. We are 7 points off West Ham, though we do have a game in hand. The Gunners, our first opponents, are 3 in today's episode. 3 points, to be honest, as well. It is so congested between 5th and 10th. Just a few points separate all those places. West Ham clinging on to that final Champions League spot, but 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th are all positions we could finish up at the end of the season. But if we're going to keep our very slim Champions League dreams alive, we know with 5 games to go, I'd say we need to win at least 4 of them. And for the first game of the episode, the Gunners also chasing that Champions League dream. Neither side can afford a loss in this game. What a perfect start. 3 minutes in, he's been one of our players of the season. Ritsu, 13th of the season with a kickoff goal, makes it 1-0 and we open the scoring early. I've said it a few times and I'll say it again. For realism, if we don't get the Champions League next season, I'm letting Ritsu go to a CL side. Fact of the matter is, he's 87 rated now. He's far too good to be playing Europa League football at best. Still, after we took the early lead, Arsenal would cancel it out soon afterwards. 14 minutes in, Martin Odegaard, the former Real Madrid man, makes it 1-1. The Norwegian has been an amazing signing for Arsenal, hasn't he? You got to give their recruitment team some props. Coming in from Real Madrid, first on loan, now at Arsenal permanently. He's been a sensational signing and his prime years are still yet to come, I believe. So yeah, he makes it 1-1. The Gunners back on level terms. Great save by Pickford soon afterwards, kept us still tied at 1-1. In the second half, not too much to report. First Lookman blazing over 10 minutes after the restart, and 10 minutes to go, still tied at 1-1. In the second half, where neither side can afford to lose. I've talked about these sort of games before. It gets really tense, it gets really cagey, and there's very few what you call clear-cut chances. The best one fell to Bukayo Saka 8 minutes before time, firing wide off the bench with his weaker right foot on the first time volley. Final score on the South Coast in a game where both sets of players walked down a tunnel thinking, that didn't really do us any favours. Yeah, final score 1-1. Arsenal dominated possession. And again, one of those games, I talk about it a lot. Massive games where neither side can afford to lose. Sometimes they're really open and really end-to-end. Sometimes they're just very, very tight and nervy. This one was certainly that sort of game. Final score 1-1. Probably the right result, but as you can see now, as West Ham extend the gap to 9 after they went to the Etihad. Manchester City leading the league and won 2-0. How typical is that? They extend the gap to 9. I thought for sure Guardiola's side would get the win there, and no matter what, as long as we avoided defeat, we cut the gap. Instead, West Ham extend it. 9 points to gap now with 4 games to go. We still got the game in hand, so we can cut it to 6, but it's looking increasingly unlikely we're going to make the top 4 now. We will keep going until the very final stage of the season, but I can't believe that, man. It's so typical, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? When you're chasing a team and they're away against one of the best sides in the world, let alone the country, and they pull off a win away from home. It's not beyond the realms of possibility, but it's so frustrating how often it happens. When you're chasing a team and you're thinking, oh, that's a game they'll slip up there, surely. That's one of the toughest games of the season, and they win? Unbelievable. I thought the point against Arsenal was going to see us cut the gap. Instead, it saw the deficit get larger. Absolutely typical. So, as you can see, our fixtures coming here in May, as I change the position of one of our academy midfielders here from DM to AM. You'll see we've got some favourable fixtures to close out the season. 3 away days. Everton, just above the drop zone. Burnley, Watford, nothing to play for themselves. And our final home game is the penultimate one of the season against Brentford, who they themselves have got nothing to play for. So really, Everton are practically safe as well. 4 games against sides, all of which are in the bottom half of the table. And really, you definitely say, with the running we've got, there's no reason we can't target 4 wins out of 4. I would say realistically 3 wins out of 4 minimum, but 4 wins out of 4 is definitely a possibility. And so whilst the gap has been extended to 9, we still got the game in hand. We can cut it to 6, and if we win the remaining fixtures, well, all we can do is do our job and hope West Ham slip up in the final 3, and possibly, just possibly, we sneak in to the Champions League. So just got to do our job. First game of today's episode, Frank Lampard's Everton away at Goodison Park. Never a ground I feel too confident going to, but heading into the game, I could not let my fear get in the way of this one. Had to get back on track and get a win here if we are to keep our Champions League dreams alive. Right from the very first whistle in attack mode, still tied at 0-0, but 25 minutes in, get him in the Champions League, if not with the Saints, a fan favourite after all these 3 years. Somewhere else, it's only fair. Ritsu with the goal of the year. Let alone season, let alone save. I think this might be my best goal in FIFA 22. It is a majestic strike from our Japanese sensation. Flicks the ball up with his left foot, and on the first time volley, it is an amazing strike with Ritsu. Goal number 14 for the season. Opens the scoring against Everton with a volley which was just absolutely sensational. I'll be honest, the goal it reminded me of, now this is a real throwback here. Anyone that remembers this goal, I'll give you props, and it makes me feel not as old as I possibly am. Robin van Persie for Arsenal against Charlton at the Valley well over a decade ago. Yeah, it was about, I don't know how many years ago now, thinking about it, 15 years, probably a bit longer than that even, so maybe. Robin van Persie versus Charlton. If I remember, I'll leave a link to it in the description. It was an amazing volley at the Valley, and that's the goal it reminded me of. Sensational strike with Ritsu's left boot. We're in front, but the lead did not last long. Right before the break, Ciro Immobile, the Italian veteran, makes it 1-1, and Lampard's side are back on level terms. The draw in this game would surely end our Champions League dreams. Someone had to step up out there and will us to victory, like Cristiano Ronaldo did against Norwich on the weekend with Manchester United. Who's the guy we turn to? It's our star. Ritsu bags his brace, and goal number 15 for the season as he restores our lead, makes it 2-1. But I don't know what it was about this game, but each time I got the attack, each time I got the goal, each time I got the lead, Everton just hit back with everything they had. It was almost like they wanted us to lead, so then they could wake up again. Great save by Pickford back at his old stomping ground, kept it at 2-1, and then with 40 seconds of normal time to go. What a save by the former Toffee and Black Cat. We're hanging on in there for the 3 points. We're clinging to victory. The post round in stoppage time. We're still up by a goal, but as Karim Adeyemi finds Otavio, he rolls it across, and wouldn't you just know it, 94th minute, Paco Alcacer levels it for the Toffees, and to be fair, they get a deserved draw in an absolute thriller in the Northwest. Final score, Everton 2, Southampton 2, and Paco Alcacer rescues a point for Everton that guarantees their Premier League survival. Final score 2-2. And I can't complain about it either, because Everton were the better team in the game. They had more of the ball, they had loads of shots to hit the post. Pickford made a couple of great saves as well. Ritsu really was the only player that was on it for us in this game here. 2-2 was probably a good result, really, all things considered, based on the way I played in the game. But as you can see, with Ward-Prowse coming to me and saying that they're a bit worried the club isn't meeting their demands, this doesn't feel like a team that's motivated to win anything this season, I was like, James, this is not the time, mate. This is not the time. We've had back-to-back draws, and we've got the FA Cup final coming next week, and I can't be having a player crisis in confidence right now. As you can see, the draw means now we do cut the gap on West Ham, but only to 8 points. And we have the game in hand. We can cut it to 5. But with 3 games to go, I don't think the points really is the concern now. It's the time we've got left. When you look at the table as well, we're only 3 points off Arsenal in 10th, although we do have the game in hand in them, Aston Villa and Chelsea as well. So the Champions League dream is all but gone now. If we win all of our remaining 3 games, West Ham just need to win 1. But now I'm starting to think, and I haven't really thought about this all season long, Europa League football is now on the line as well, because we're only just clear of Leicester, Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea and Aston Villa as well. I'm starting to think we've missed out on the Champions League now, it seems. We might well miss out on the Europa League as well. 3 games to go. Burnley, Brentford, Watford. I feel like we might need to win them all to guarantee a 5th place finish. First of the final 3 games, and our 3rd and final one today. The pressure is immense for the Saints right now. Back-to-back draws heading into this one here. And no wins in 3 in the Premier League. The Champions League dreams have all but gone. Now we're trying to keep our place in next year's Europa League. Taking on no longer Sean Dyche's Burnley. They took the lead through Djibril Sidibe. The fullback with the finish. Burnley have the lead. And with this game coming midweek, just a few days after our draw against Everton and right before our FA Cup final against Liverpool, I rested a lot of my players for this game. I needed a fresh side out there for Wembley if we're to have any chance of pulling off a major shock against Jurgen Klopp's side. And I'll be honest here, I was all over the place. Wasn't playing well, wasn't creating chances, down by a goal, couldn't break Burnley down. We got one chance in the game. Oh, and we took it as well. I've talked about this guy a few times this season. Whenever he plays, he gets one chance a game. And it's 50-50. Either he'll blaze the ball off target or he'll find the back of the net. Well, for this moment, it was the latter. Minamino, the Japanese forward in from Liverpool in the summer. Doesn't get much game time, but rolled through by Adam Armstrong. Keeps his composure, finds the bottom corner, rescues a point. Final score at Turf Moor, Burnley 1, Southampton 1. 3 straight draws, no wins in our last 4 in the Premier League. 3 points picked up from 12, and mathematically, it is all over. West Ham will not be caught by Southampton, and on the back of a poor run of form in the Premier League, our Champions League dreams have gone. Tino Livramento, who got an injury in the game, is done for this season as well. It's all unravelling right at the end of the season and all falling apart prior to an FA Cup final. The first one the Saints have got to since 2003, I think it was. Well, now you look at the Premier League table, knowing the Champions League is gone and wondering, are we even going to be in Europe next season? Because we've dropped to 7th. Leicester and Spurs leapfrog us, both with 59 and go a point ahead of us. 2 games to go. Win them both, and I feel confident we'll probably overtake one of Leicester and Spurs. But right now, only 4 points clear of Chelsea and Aston Villa in 8th and 9th. If we lose one of our games, you just never know. We might well be caught up and miss out of the top 7 altogether. The pressure at the end of the season is immense. 2 games to go in the league. Desperate to keep our place in the Europa League, if nothing else. And before we played them, we got the small matter of the FA Cup final. Our first one in over 2 decades. Goodness gracious. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Career Mode, guys. Massive thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed. If you had, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for another episode of Season 3, the FA Cup final. Our first of the series against Liverpool as we try and salvage the season very soon.